Hey guys, it is Kathy with Kincaid Special Creations coming to you with another Try It Tuesday. This one, I must say, has buffaloed me more than any other project that you have seen on my Try It Tuesday. This is called menu planning. Who would think finding something to eat or making a choice of what you're going to be eating for the next couple of weeks so you can go to the grocery store would be that hard of a decision? Me and Timmy have sat down and talked about it. We went, looked at everything that we've got. I mean, it has just been a trip doing this. Now, I will give you full disclosure. I have already been to the grocery store and we already implemented this plan. And last night we had ham, baked potatoes, pork and beans, and biscuits for dinner. And it was delicious. Now, will this work for us on a long-term basis? I do not know. Simply because Timmy works different shifts where he works at now. So he might work from 7 to 5, or he might work from 12 to 8. It just depends on where they need him at any given time. So our things is flexible, even though we've made up a menu. It's all flexible because we have stuff in place, but you never know what's going to happen in the next little bit. So I have designed for me and him a pantry list. Now, I have not filled this particular one out. However, I have a pantry list of what I have. So this is just a sample of one that I can put. I'm hoping to put a Google Drive, link it in that way. The other things just aren't working well for me, but I can email it to you if you want it. I have it saved. I'm still learning all this computer stuff. By the time I learn it, they're 4,000 steps ahead of me. So we're going to do the best we can. So this is just a pantry list. I have what they call a working pantry in my kitchen. That's simply a cabinet shelf that you designated to put food, because you don't want to walk to the pantry every 5 seconds to get something. Nothing more than that. So I have a working pantry that I try to keep stocked up with things like green beans, corn, cereal, stuff that you would forget to grab when you're in the pantry, flour, stuff like that. That's all right there in the kitchen ready to go. I have my extras in the pantry. My freezer section has a lot of space. It probably will not all get filled up. Once I go in there and I pull everything out and I write it down on this sheet of paper for a future reference, half of it will probably not be there anymore. But I did do that earlier this summer, so it shouldn't be too bad. Then anything that I might need can then go in this list to be put on a shopping list. This will handle my box food, any cereals that I have in there, and yes, that is going to include cocoa wheats, rice, oats, cream of wheats, whatever you have. You might have the stuff that makes those overnight oats. Whatever it is in the cereal range, breakfast cereals, you're going to put right there because that might be a go-to snack in the evening. And you want to make sure that you keep up with that. Canned foods will run everything from evaporated milk all the way up to spaghetti sauce. Snacks, of course, you know what snacks are. Everybody knows what snacks are. All my baking supplies are going to go in here. We're getting ready to go into a Christmas season. Thanksgiving and Christmas, and I do a lot of baking during those times, so I want to make sure what supplies I already have on hand. I bought a ton last year for making Christmas cookies that we used some of, but not all of. So I put it in the freezer, saved it for this year. We'll get it out and reusing it. And again, anything that I might need to add to my shopping list when I do this can now go on this page. You can print out each time that you have to go to the store, refer to this or keep it on your freezer. Simply staple it together, take you a couple of magnets, stick it on your freezer, and mark off as you get stuff out. And add to as you see that you wanted something that was not in the freezer. So that you have this as a working pantry list. Now this doesn't have anything to do with menu planning, but it does have to do with prep beforehand. Now my menu plan, I also designed this on Excel this morning. And it, got them backwards. Hang on just a second. I got to get this week's out. All right. So this is what I did. These are the things that I had on hand once I went through the pantry and the freezer and stuff. So from these things that was on hand, I looked up here and said, okay, well, what can we have when? This morning we had ham and eggs with toast because we had all the things available. We had ham for dinner last night, so the leftover ham now became breakfast ham. Works wonderful, guys, because I don't know about any of you all, but if I have leftovers, it'll sit in my refrigerator until I feed it to Sam or throw it over in the trash. We always have, because he is gone through the day, me and Sam will grab a sandwich, maybe a cake and some chips. Sometimes I make a grilled cheese. Like yesterday, I took some ham and cheese and made a grilled ham and cheese sandwich. And man, was that good. Did anybody know that you could substitute, instead of putting butter on the outside of your bread? I don't know how you all make your grilled cheese, but I always put the butter on the bread, put the sandwich down in, brown it on one side, flip it over and brown it on the other side. By that time the cheese is melted. Did you know that you can put mayonnaise on there instead of butter? And you talk about a good sandwich. Now you don't have to have any condiments on the inside because it's on the outside of your bread. And it is delicious. I just had to try it because I seen somebody else say that. I think it was on one of my camping channels that I watch all the time. I think it was Outdoor McGee. And he mentioned it. And I said, well, I'm going to try it. You know, what's the worst? I have to eat a sandwich that has mayonnaise on it, on the outside. But no, it didn't burn. It browned up nicely. It gave the bread a whole lot better taste than what bread normally has. And the cheese melted just fine. So if you're out of butter or whatever you put on for your grilled cheese, if you're out of it, try a little bit of mayonnaise. It works good. Okay, so here is the rest of our dinners, lunches, all the way through to the end of the week. I'm hoping that we can stick with it. Now, on Wednesday, I always have Facebook Live. So, we just fix something real light when Timmy comes in. Just throw it in the oven. Sometimes he brings pizza in. Today, we have a pizza in the freezer that we can throw in. We're trying to embrace retirement and save where we can. So we figure if we can do this, and this stuff right here will not only give us this week's worth of dinners, but now it's also going to give us this week's worth of dinners. So now for what we have just on hand, just in the freezer and pantry itself, we have enough to do 2 weeks worth of dinner. The only thing we'll have to pick up is milk and bread. And those are 2 things that you can't keep. Now, when I get better and make some sourdough bread, we won't even have to pick up bread. But we'll have to pick up milk. Timmy loves to drink milk. He has always done that. Now, this is my shopping list that I'm going to cut in half and have them ready to fix up for when I go to the grocery store. Now, the note section for me is going to be where did I go and how much did I spend? Because I would like to track from week to week, or not week, we're going to go every 2 weeks. From every 2 weeks when we go to the store, how much different one store is than the other when we're getting basically the same type items, because we're not a whole lot for change. But I will tell you, back to this here, That ham, it's a 3-pound package of ham in the freezer section where the bacon and everything else is at Kroger's. That is the best ham that I have ate in a long time. That is the good old-fashioned ham that we used to eat. And it comes in a big old log like this, and I just cut it up. I got 5 different meals. 5 different meals for me and Timmy to be able to eat out of that one thing. So that's like $2 a meal for the ham. I've seen a recipe. You can go on Walmart and they'll give you, excuse me, they'll give you recipes and the cost of how much it was. And I seen one that was like you made sloppy joes and put sloppy joes down in a baked potato and then sprinkled cheese on the top of it with a little bit of green onion. That per person was like $5 to do that. And for a family of 4 to buy all the stuff to do it with, $21 for one meal. People, we're not going to survive if we don't go out there and we start really diligently hunting the thing. You may have to pay an enormous upfront cost, but if you can pay $10 for that ham and you can get 5 different meals out of it, whether it's 5 dinners, 5 breakfasts, whatever, you can get 5, then you're just going to be on the better end all the way. And it's a very good quality ham. So if you can check it out, Kroger's is where I picked it up at. I don't even remember what the name brand is, but you'll see it. It's in where the but the sausage and bacon and stuff are. It's really good. So then you fill out your shopping list. First, go to your pantry and take this down off your refrigerator, because remember I told you to put it on your refrigerator with magnets. And take it in, sit down like I'm sitting at my desk. Sit down and say, okay, my needs are for the freezer. I'm out of hamburger. So that's the first thing I'm going to put. Now, you can't see it because my red's not doing real good. But right there, I have meat. So the first thing I'm going to do is put hamburger right there. Of course, I don't need it right now. But if I said here I did, then I would put it here. And then the same one down the line. Now, the extra section you see in this shopping list right here, the extra section is for like toilet paper, paper towels, dishwashing liquid, shampoo, soap, candles, whatever it is that you need that you cannot eat, basically. You'd put it in the extra pile. And then I would sit down. Usually they come out on a Wednesday, but it'll still be in effect on Wednesday. Sit down with your computer or your phone and check the weekly ads. Now, I did that this past week for Walmart and Kroger's. I didn't see enough of a difference to make me shop one store or the other one. So that's why we went to Kroger's. They do have specials at Kroger's, where if you buy 5, you get $1 off each one, which is good if you're going to eat 5, or you have place to store 5. Like cereals would be a really good deal to get it, or potato chips, because regularly $5 a bag potato chips can go on sale for anywhere from $1.49 to $2.49 a bag, but you have to buy 5. So if you have space to save 5, by all means buy 5 and save yourself the $2.50 extra when you want chips the next time. Be mindful that if you buy 5 bags, you don't want to run in and eat 5 bags in 2 weeks, because then you'll have to pay the $5 when you go back to the grocery store. So just be really mindful of how much you're eating. Me, personally, if I'm going to eat potato chips, I will either get me a sandwich and a handful of chips and put them on the plate. I never take the bag with me, ever, because if I do, my munchy fingers will grab and grab and grab. So I will specify me out what will fit in my hands, put it on the plate. eat it and my sandwich, and I'm always full. Always full. So you don't need to have 2 cups of potato chips to make you happy, but your mind will tell you different every single time. And therein lies the problem that I'm having, is trying to figure out how to pull off a few pounds. But Timmy, since he's retired, has got me up and moving and motivated. And so now we're working on our menu. So now, hopefully, everything will be better. This is not going to be a long video today because, like I said, it's real simple to do. First thing, check your pantry. Make sure that you have a list of the stuff that you have in there. Basically, so you don't go, say you have 3 things of ketchup in your pantry. You go to the store and suddenly they have the good ketchup on sale for 99 cents. And you buy 3 more. Now you have 6 bottles of ketchup in there. Now you all might not do that, but I have been known on more than one occasion, if I find a really good deal on something, to get a lot. Hence why my pantry has as much stuff in it. So we're trying to get ourselves into this mode before it gets too late in our retirement, and then we're hit with culture shock that all of our pantry food is gone and we haven't been resupplying it with something as we go through time, but targeted stuff that we're going to eat. Like I said, I have this week planned out and next week planned out. And that was just with the stuff that I picked up at the grocery store on Sunday. I've already went shopping. I've already picked up all the stuff that I need for everything that you see on these 2 pages. I can fix every bit of it. So therefore, I know that with the exception of milk and bread, I'm not going to have to go to this grocery store next week or probably the week after, because I will have enough stuff to plan the first week in November's menu. And then I'll go to the store the second week and have it ready to go for the rest of November. It's hard to do that. It's hard to think of buying enough food. But if you, I figured out, if you sat down and menu plan what specific you want to eat, you can then make a shopping list and go into that store and try your very best to only buy what's on this shopping list. Only buy what you need. Because that's the hardest part. If you go into the store these days and you look, what used to cost me and Timmy $75 to go to the grocery store and pick up, and we thought we were doing good, now it'll cost you $150 to $175. And it's no different. It's exact same food. Probably even the same name brand. It ain't like we switched up and started buying fancy stuff. No. It's the same stuff. I would love to know if they can still sell the same stuff. What in the line from producer to distributor went so high? Because Timmy just went and picked up gas and put a gas in the truck Sunday, and he was able to fill the truck up for almost $15 less than what he filled the truck up with the last time. So I don't know if gas is going down. People are harvesting stuff like crazy. Why are we still paying an exorbitant amount for stuff? I don't know. I can't tell you that answer. But I do know that if we can make this work, what we have to buy each time we go to the grocery store will be less and less. Or at least targeted, so that the food that we get, we will eat and not have it sitting in my refrigerator until it has to be thrown away because nobody, or we've ate leftovers 3 days and now we're tired of it. So if you plan it, again, this is something I didn't think of, so I'll give it to you while I'm thinking about it. If you plan, like we did last night, we didn't plan this, but if you plan and you cook the ham, and you didn't eat all the ham that night, and instead of just leaving it sitting in your refrigerator for 3 or 4 days thinking you're going to eat a sandwich out of it, go ahead and cut it up into bacon-sized slices, put it in a pan, and heat it up, and have you some eggs with toast. Or have you get you a thing of canned biscuits and make them up and have you a ham sandwich. Now, we'll tell you that if you do the Grand's biscuits, if you make them, if you take them while they're still not hot, but still warm and moist, and put them in a Ziploc bag, you can eat on them for 2 or 3 days. They will still be just as soft and just as moist as the day you made them. Then all you got to do is nuke them for about 20 seconds, put your ham on it, and you got breakfast. You can't ask for a better breakfast, quicker breakfast than that. And with Timmy sometimes going in at 7 o'clock in the morning, we don't want to eat that early, so it would be great for him to just wrap up a ham sandwich and take it with him, and when he did get hungry, he could grab it and eat. So guys, that is 20 minutes into this one. I hope you have enjoyed it. It was a little bit more difficult, not for me to do it. Don't get me wrong, not for me to do it, but for me to figure out how to tell you so that I could encourage you to try a meal plan. Even if you've got the schedules that are so crazy, like right here on Saturday, we're going to have beans. We'll have spaghetti on Friday because Sean comes home, and I felt bad because they come down and they were ready for dinner and I didn't have dinner fixed. So I can fix spaghetti, and then when Timmy comes in later that night, we can just heat the spaghetti up and it'll be good for him too, because spaghetti is a good warmed over food. We're going to have beans on Saturday. So beans can be used for beans and dumplings with biscuits on it on Saturday. And if you want for lunch, instead of hot dogs, you could have bean cakes. I don't know if any of y'all have ever had a bean cake before, but if you haven't, you need to try it. All you do is take your leftover beans, mix you up a little bit of flour like you're going to make a pancake, put that in the skillet just exactly like you do a pancake, and fry them. Put you some salt and butter on them. Ah, wonderful, wonderful. And if you didn't make them in the crock pot to where you had beans, simply open you up a can of Lux beans, best beans ever, can of Lux beans, put your flour in it and fry them up. They're just as good. So if you all like ideas of stuff to quick fix stuff, just let me know. I can put a whole thing of recipes together that are quick fix meals that you can use. Like the spaghetti is a good leftover meal. Beans are a good leftover meal. I've even had fried potatoes because I love fried potatoes. I've even had fried potatoes and a biscuit that I have put in a baggie at night and get up and heat them up and put those fried potatoes on a biscuit. Oh, yes, ma'am. Quick and easy. So now that everything is so high, we need to work on planning so that we can eat another day on the same. This probably cost me the ham, what I used to the ham, the baked potatoes, and the pork and beans, and the flour, probably cost me about $6, maybe $7 put together. But we ate this, and then we had breakfast with the ham the next day. And our eggs, they aren't free, mind you, but our chickens lay our eggs, so we don't pay for the egg, we pay for the food that, like the dogs and cats, we'd have to feed them anyway, so at least they're giving us something back. So now we got the eggs. So the only thing we had to purchase was the bread. So, and once you buy a loaf of bread, we can do toast, and then we can do his sandwiches for the week. We're ready to go. And always give yourself one out. This is lunch on your own. That means that I don't have to fix lunches, and Timmy don't have to fix lunches. But if we decided that we wanted to go out to McDonald's and let them fix our lunch, that's our break from cooking. Don't ever lock yourself out of doing fast food, a sit-down restaurant, whatever you want, at least one meal a week. Because if you deprive yourself of something that you're used to, you won't stick with a plan very long. All right, guys, we will talk to you tomorrow for Wednesday Challenge Day. Don't miss me. Bye-bye.